One. Welcome back to Nerds in the Gym podcast. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Marco, and today is March 25th, 2023.
Marco, did you ever think you'd live this long?
Honestly, sometimes I'm surprised I'm not dead, but yeah.
You do live a very active, dangerous lifestyle.
Oh, yeah, very dangerous. It is a lot of sitting in a basement, protecting myself from the dangers of the outside world, but it's still a very dangerous life. Could kill me at any time. You don't know when the house is going to come crumbling down on top of me.
A lot of eating in a basement, sleeping in a basement,
Yep.
crying in a basement.
Mm-hmm. Laughing.
Oh, the tears. Yeah, so what's going on, bud? Haven't seen
Nothing.
you in a couple days.
Yeah, it has been a couple days. I'm just readjusting the camera so both of us are more centered in here. But, yeah, not the best camera job. Yeah, nothing much. I played a lot of video games last night. First time I've done that in a bit.
What'd you play?
Call of Duty ranked play.
Oh.
Still the worst Call of Duty to ever come out. It's a brutal experience. There's no skill gap. It's just like everybody's at the same level at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really, it's obnoxious, to say the least. So, yeah, I'm still adjusting a little. There we go. That's the right centering. Okay. Now I don't have to freak out about it. Oh, I finally found a really decent cheese curd that they sell in Pittsfield.
What's a cheese curd?
So it's like cheese before it's aged and becomes the cheese that we know it as. So it's usually cheddar cheese curds. So that's what I have.
And don't they melt that?
Melt it?
Melt it? Yeah, like on poutine and things.
Oh, yeah, they put it on poutine, but I just eat the plain ones. No melting or anything. What I've been doing is I take like I get deli salami.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like thinly sliced and it's like kind of big. Put it on a sandwich and I just put cheese curd in the middle of it. Then I crumple the salami over it and eat it. It's great.
You're lactose intolerant, so it's got to be an adventure.
And then I also found something else in the store. The most Oreo.
Did I not give you some of those?
No.
Are
You
sure?
had some?
I did.
You never gave me one.
Oh, I'm sorry, bud.
Oh, so you've tried these?
I did. You can show the camera, though. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, the most Oreo. It's in this bag because this bag is open and I didn't want them to go stale.
Which is just...
This looks like a drug dealer, like I'm trying to, preserve them. Oh, well, that's boring because now we both had them, so it's not really like we can do a taste test.
No, I thought they were good.
Well, okay, so the cookies and cream filling, it's just the filling.
Right.
But they loaded up with like 5 layers of the filling, and it's delicious. It's the best Oreo I've ever had.
I liked them. I didn't know it was the best Oreo I've ever had. I think I was expecting more cookies and cream.
So my younger brother said the same thing, but cookies and cream is just Oreo.
Right. Just throwing it out there.
So how can you expect more cookies? Oreo is cookies and cream.
Well, it's funny because they announced it was coming out, like, at this point, like, months ago.
Yeah.
And then I just happened to find it, like, right before you check out at the grocery store.
Yeah, that's what happened to me at Aldi's.
I was like, oh, guess we need these.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a surprise. John Wick 4 came out the other day.
I haven't seen the other ones.
Me
I own
neither.
them. Haven't watched them yet.
I've never seen them.
How
The most
dare
I've
you?
seen.
You watched it at Thanksgiving.
No, I watched like half of it. No, it was on Christmas and it was terrible. Well, I didn't want to see people getting shot up on Christmas. That was awful.
Too violent.
Yeah, we should be watching like Elf with Will Ferrell or A Christmas Story with John McGavin. Is that his name? Something McGavin?
Your family's a different breed.
Yeah.
So this next question is going to see how the podcast goes.
Okay.
Because remember last week we were like, man, we really lucked out with the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the NFL this week.
Yeah, nothing happened in the NFL this week.
Nothing major happened.
Oh, did you see the video of Joe Gatto that came out a couple weeks ago?
No.
From TMZ?
No, what's he
So there's like this old lady getting harassed on the street by some PETA person because she was wearing like some animal fur coat or something.
Mm-hmm.
and he just comes out of nowhere and he like helps her cross the street and like is telling like the guy to stop like yelling at her and everything. So it's just a very kind-hearted thing that he did. It was the most, I don't know, it's just so funny.
So that leads into my next question. Did you see this week's Jokers?
No, but wasn't it just like a
Ooh.
behind the scenes thing?
Yeah.
Was it worth watching?
Yeah.
Oh, it was?
It
Okay,
was actually
then I
probably
will.
the best one they've done.
Really?
I was going to text you last night at 11 when I watched it, but...
So I didn't bother because normally they're just kind of... Nah.
Mhm.
Because Casey Jones can annoy me sometimes with the stuff he does.
So what they did is that they obviously planned it because they recorded it,
Mm-hmm.
but they just did backstage challenges.
Backstage challenges? So, like...
Yeah, so instead of like embarrassing each other, they were literally just like, I don't want to ruin it, but like, don't flinch. They played a game called Don't Flinch, so they try to make the other person flinch.
Oh, okay. Oh, that doesn't sound... Oh, I'll have to give it a whirl then.
They did the classic clip show thing where they have a special guest and they rank things from the season, but
Okay. Was it Joey Fatone?
no, it was a former football player,
You know, he
Eddie
hasn't been there
Jackson.
in a long time.
Fatone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Unless
weird.
is he still doing like that after show?
No, I don't
I
think...
never watched him,
Me neither.
but I guess there's like some behind the scenes clips on that. So
Oh, I knew that actually.
in theory, I should watch that show to get more Jokers.
Yeah, but the problem with that is there's all that filler stuff happening too. Like they can't just give us the clips. We have to listen to Joey Fatone introduce all of them. Nothing against him. But
So that's gonna be trouble because that was gonna buy us 20 minutes.
yeah. Oh, I see that Batman, the Michael Keaton Batman, there is information. 2025 is when the Batman 2 comes out.
Okay.
It was announced this past week. I forget whoever the director is. Released like a picture of it, and Gotham's frozen over.
That's pretty sweet.
Because remember at the end it flooded.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if we get Mr. Freeze. Think Arnold comes back?
Mr. Freeze or global warming. It's Batman too, but it's really a lot of Bruce Wayne fighting climate change. It's a lot of him going in and out of courts, using his lawyers.
Hey, I'd watch it.
No, that one said Flash merchandise shows unmasked Michael Keaton. It's like, oh, I wonder what Michael Keaton's looking like, and it's a Funko Pop.
I see that. They actually have the gray hair.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought it makes it seem like he's supposed to be de-aged though. In the movie itself. But I guess he's playing an older Bruce Wayne then.
Right.
Huh.
Which you don't really... You needed that in Batgirl. You don't need that in the Flashpoint where they're time traveling.
Yeah. Well, because they're traveling, I was confused. I thought they were using a de-aged, like, 70s version of him. Oh, is that like an actual figurine based off of him? If it would load?
I think it's just literally how the website has it.
Oh, okay.
Hasn't been announced yet.
They're,
Tom Cruise says it's the best movie he's ever seen.
Didn't I tell you that last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see about that. I don't think Tom Cruise has a good taste in music. Or
Yep.
movies.
That helps. That's pertinent. Well, the first part of the last Mission Impossible is going to be coming out soon. So.
Oh, isn't it 2 parts though?
Yep. Which is a bummer. I like those movies.
So, but this is just part 1, right?
Part 1, yeah.
Okay.
So that means it's going to be a 4-hour split into 2 movies.
The thing is they there's sometimes they have those 2 parts to movies, but they literally are their own separate movies. There's no continuation.
Yeah. Like
The one that did it properly was Harry Potter with the Deathly Hallows. It kind of like you could tell there was more to it. It wasn't its own single story. You needed both pieces to get the full story.
Yeah.
Part 1 and 2. But there's some movies which they actually luckily didn't do it with Avengers, because Infinity War and Endgame were originally Infinity War Part 1 and Infinity War Part 2.
Right.
Which luckily they did change the name because Infinity War is definitely its own separate movie.
Yeah, for
With
sure.
like that has its own fully drawn out story and stuff that has a beginning, middle, and end.
And a pretty decent time jump.
Were there any movies between Infinity War and Endgame?
I know there's only a year separating them, but I believe so.
Okay. Huh.
And then like the fallout from the snap
Yeah,
was
yeah.
definitely in there.
Actually, Ant-Man and the Wasp, did that happen in between? I may have.
No,
No, because he got snapped away.
Yeah, he came back. He was famous. That was the big plot point of it.
Is he still famous in Quantumania?
Yeah. That's kind of the thing where he's not really being a superhero. He's just being famous.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Told you it was going to be a rough one. I'm trying to...
Oh, no. There's something, you haven't watched Shrinking yet, have you?
No, it's over though, right?
It is over. It is amazing. The show was one of the best shows I've seen, and it was only one season so far. It got renewed. They have a 3-season arc set up already before even season 1 was made. So like Ted Lasso. But no, it is really, especially for a season 1. You know how shows typically they try to find their footing and try to be the show they want to be over the course of one season?
Yeah.
And then usually season 2 is when they really hit their stride. This one, only took a couple episodes. And they hit their stride and they just wrote it. And it was really good. The ending was super good because what do people, they call it a dramedy. Because it has very dark moments and it's also got very funny moments and it's very grounded and realistic, I would say. But some of the humor is over the top, like The Office, but in a psychiatrist office or setting. It's really good. You should watch it ASAP. And they're only like 35-minute episodes.
Well, now that it's over, I can watch it all.
So you can literally probably burn through it in just a couple days, if not a day.
Yeah.
Jason Segel does a great job in the role.
He's really funny. I enjoyed him.
And season 2 is coming out next spring.
So, a year from now?
Oh. So I found out that the show just started production last April. And it released this past January.
I mean, it's smart. Get that stuff out there quick.
And also, so the whole thing, so the guy that plays Roy Kent is also one of the co-creators. Yeah.
Oh,
so
he's not in it, though.
He's not in it, but so Bill Lawrence, the creator of Scrubs.
Yeah.
So him and Brett Goldstein co-created Ted Lasso, along with Jason Sudeikis. Those two are co-creating Shrinking with Jason Segel. And they jokingly, so when they were saying like, oh, who should we get to play the character of Paul, which is Harrison Ford's character, they like half jokingly said, oh, we should like, send this over to Harrison Ford. Being like, if he says yes, it would be great, but we know he's not going to say yes. Why would he want to be in our thing?
Right.
And so Brett Goldstein gets a call that he ignores because he doesn't recognize the number. Listens to the voicemail. He's like, hey, it's Harrison Ford. I got your script. I wanted to talk about it. So he like calls him back up and he's like, and Harrison Ford picks up and he's on the set of Indiana Jones filming right now.
How is he?
And he's like, hey, I don't really got time to talk. I'm on this little film, Indiana Jones. He's like, but hey, if you want to stop by my place this Friday or Saturday, we can talk about it. And Brett Goldstein calls everybody else up and he's like, I'm a comedian. I have a gig on Friday and Saturday night. And he's like, that means I would have to cancel if they're like, this is Harrison Ford. You cancel this right now and you go and to his house. And basically he got to his house. Harrison Ford just goes, best script I ever read. And took the job.
That's impressive.
Yeah. But Harrison Ford is so good in the show. It's ridiculous. But not only him, like the other characters are great too. I think one of the characters, she was in Scrubs. It's Bill Lawrence's wife who played in Scrubs as well, I think. Which I can't remember her name.
Did you watch Scrub or are you just listening that people tell you there?
No, and I've seen like episodes. Yeah, Krista
Yeah.
Miller, she's in it.
She's
She's famously.
famously in Scrubs. That's kind of like her big
Yeah. Like I've seen episodes here and there, but I've never sat down and watched it. What's the main character? Zach
Braff.
Braff. He directed, I think, episode 8 of the show,
Yeah.
which is one of the better episodes.
No, I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe even tonight. I was looking for something to watch.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's on Apple TV though. I'm not sure if you have that right now.
Yeah, we have it. We paid for it for like 2 years without realizing we had it.
Oh, so get your use out of it now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what happens with Apple TV is like, oh, I realized I had it. I watched like 4 shows, and then I bounced.
Yeah.
And now it's like, all right, now there's like 2 or 3 other shows. There's one, I guess, where they're stuck in a musical. That seems like it would be pretty funny.
They're stuck in a musical for Apple TV?
Yeah. I guess the premise is they get stuck in a musical, and they can only leave if they find true love. But they're a couple, so they thought they had true love already.
Schmigadoon?
Yeah. I guess season 2's coming out. But I was like, oh, that's a fun premise.
Huh. How do I spell Schmigadoon? Okay, so it is just a straight up comedy series.
Right.
Oh, Keegan Michael Key's in there?
I had no idea. I didn't even watch the trailer.
Yeah, apparently
I was
he
just
is.
like, oh, I like this premise.
Huh. That is actually a very interesting premise. But I
Mark was like, I hope this doesn't awaken something inside of me.
Oh, it's only a 6-episode season too. Are they like hour long or something? 25 to 34 minutes. Interesting.
I think that's probably Apple TV does really short seasons, but they also turn out a lot of like 1-season shows.
So
if it picks up, great, we'll do more. If not,
yeah,
we'll cut our ties.
So let's see. Ted Lasso is 12 episodes per season. Shrinking season 1 was 10 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I do have to say about that show too, which actually this makes it interesting about the Schmigadoons show, is it's only 25 to 34 minute episodes, is it never feels like there's downtime in the episode. It always feels like every moment's an important moment, and it utilizes that time super efficiently, and I really like it. It's not like there's sometimes on Ted Lasso where there's like these 45-50 minute episodes, and it feels like there's kind of some time that's almost dead time, I would say, where yeah, it has a little bit of significance to it, but it's not the time isn't utilized as well as it could have been.
Which show is this?
Something like Ted Lasso that's 45 to
just in
50
general.
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas
Well, Ted Lasso switched around. Some episodes were really long, and then others were really short. So I just...
the first 2 episodes of this season have been 45-50 minutes long.
Oh, have they?
They've been really good, though. Well, the first episode back is just kind of like, oh, here's everybody. The second episode was really good, though.
Again, we've got to wait till it's all done.
Yeah.
Luckily, there hasn't been a lot of spoilers out. But no, Mythic Quest on Apple TV is one you should check out.
Mythic Quest?
Yeah, so it's Rob McElhenney. He's from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But anyway, so
He's the guy that got really jacked, really fat and stuff in the show.
Yeah, bought a soccer team with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yep, I've seen that.
But anyway, so they just run a video game company.
Oh, okay.
But it's hilarious.
Oh, they've already had 3 seasons. Is that it?
3rd season just came out, so I think they're going to do one more.
Okay. So that's one thing that I like about Ted Lasso and Shrinking as well, is they've already made the story arc.
It's a bummer, but I get it. So it's like they know, hey, we're done.
Yeah. But I rather have that as opposed to the shows that kind of indefinitely kind of keep going on, and then when they're told this is the last season, they have to kind of cram to kind of bring everything to a close. So I do like that, although sometimes it's like, oh, you would like to get more seasons with these characters. Although I think it's a good thing for Shrinking, because I don't know if Harrison Ford is going to be around much longer than 3 seasons it takes to make. He's already 80.
Well, that's dark.
Although Morgan Freeman is still going strong. He's in a new movie, and he's like 85 or 86.
Which is directed by Zach Braff.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Is it a comedy?
No, I don't think so. I think it's like dramatic.
Oh, wow. Um, but yeah, before I completely leave the topic of shrinking, a lot of people are saying that it's probably like one of the best television shows out right now.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not really a television show.
What would you call
An experience? No, well, TV used to be a very specific. Sometimes it's an hour,
So-
sometimes it's a half hour with
it?
commercials.
Yeah.
You could show X, Y, and Z because it's on TV.
Yeah.
Now, you do whatever the F you want.
Apple TV does kind of have ads right now, but you can skip them.
Right.
But
But
it's only at the beginning too.
But, like, you were just at the tail end of, oh, it's time to watch TV. Awesome. 15 commercial breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Which used to be the bane of my existence.
Oh, I had to deal with a lot of commercial breaks when I was younger.
But now it's just like YouTube TV. I haven't watched a commercial yet.
Yeah. Well, I still have to deal with commercials when I watch Impractical Jokers on demand.
On demand, yeah. And even that's like a throwback to like, oh, we're going to have 5 commercial breaks, 2-3 minutes each.
Yeah.
That's 15 minutes.
Actually, did you hear about what Microsoft's trying to do?
No.
So they patented this thing where billboards and stuff in games or posters in the games
Mm-hmm.
can be connected to the internet, so then they're changing to be ads.
It's disgusting.
It's insane.
Which, I mean, is really the final frontier.
Well, it's honestly, I think in some cases it's not that bad of a thing because there's a lot of games where they put these fake advertisements up for things in there just to fill in the world. And sometimes they do something funny, sometimes it's something cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, it could be more immersive if they have this real advertisement in there or something that seems legitimate at least. But
Well, I prefer.
but I also know that it's also them just trying to make money.
It's literally a money grab. But my thing is, I prefer like Grand Theft Auto,
Mm.
where I'll look at the poster because it's going to be funny,
Yeah.
or I'll look at the poster because it might lead to something like 22 hours later in the game.
Yep.
So I feel like if you take that away, when's the new Grand Theft Auto coming out?
I
I feel like we talked about that for like months.
The rumor right now is 2025.
Really? I thought it was coming out soon. I thought it was like months.
So, from all the stuff that was leaked and everything, they were hoping it seems like they were hoping for 2024 to get it out. But the problem is I think a lot happened with COVID. The head of Rockstar Gaming, he left at some point around 2019, 2018 after Red Dead Redemption 2, and I think it kind of threw off their whole creative process. But
What's he doing?
he's actually there's a new game that's coming out and I forget the name of it.
Because my thing is just like, he's a genius. Sure, he hates his employees, but
He created a new studio, and he's making this new game that's coming out soon. I think. What's his name? It's a Leslie Benzies.
seems made up.
It does seem that it sounds like a Grand Theft Auto name. But it has open world elements. Oh, it's called Everywhere. Is it just called Everywhere? Yeah, it's just called Everywhere. And I think it's more of this futuristic GTA essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Not that. Search game. Oops. Everywhere game. So it's on Unreal Engine 4, which that engine is incredible. But it doesn't really say too much about it. It is set in an open world environment and will feature seamless cooperative play. Oh, it releases this year.
But there's no like trailer or anything.
There was a trailer that just came out the other day. Where is it? Videos. Game world. Oh, gameplay trailer here. It's not long though. So it's gonna be super loud.
You have no idea.
I probably can't play audio.
Affecting my brain.
So it's obviously a futuristic setting.
AI,
AI, bionics, and everything.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Why does it keep saying "Build a Rocket Boy"?
That's the name of the company.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, that is not like a catchy tagline.
Yeah, I don't know. That was the trailer though, but I don't know. I think it's going to be really good. It's on Unreal Engine 5, which pushes the boundaries of graphics and in-world environment too.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is so realistic.
Well, they have it for the PlayStation 2.
No, but PlayStation 3. Yeah, they skipped a generation.
Jeez. Fools.
Um
Actually, I'm intrigued.
have you like you know what Fortnite is, obviously.
Right, obviously.
So they just added this new thing called Creative 2.0, and Fortnite has become basically the playground for Unreal Engine 5.
Mm-hmm.
They are adding this new thing, or maybe it was just added, called Creative 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
So they had this creative thing where people could go in, they could use assets in the game and everything to make their own game modes and whatnot. They added Creative 2.0, which it now has Unreal Engine 5. So for this game that was super cartoony with Fortnite,
Mm-hmm.
you can now make look super realistic. You can pull assets from other games,
Mm-hmm.
and you can create basically, if you wanted to, you can make Call of Duty in Fortnite. If you wanted to, you can make Grand Theft Auto in Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty insane.
I mean, it's interesting. You really need to watch Mythic Quest. They talk about all this stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. That's the only reason I know what you're talking about right now is because they taught me.
Oh, really? Here, wait. This should be... Oh, wait. We got the...
Oh, wow. Marco doesn't pay for YouTube Premium.
No. Why
Must
would
suck
I?
to be on a budget.
So, like, have you ever seen what Fortnite looks like outside of
Yeah.
this? So this is obviously super... Like, they're fighting a mech for no
Mhm.
reason. With
Yeah.
these super realistic graphics and everything.
Mm-hmm. Now it looks like Call of Duty.
Yeah. So I think those assets in the background are actually taken from... Well, did you ever play Modern Warfare 2, the original?
Yeah.
Remember the map Rust, like that desert
Mm-hmm.
small map? So that map came back in Modern Warfare 2019. They're using assets from that map in here
Mm-hmm.
to create this whatever mode they're doing. But yeah, it's insane.
It's interesting, for sure.
Yeah.
And when you have other people creating the stuff for you.
So that's another thing that they
Because
announced.
anything you create, you don't own.
So what you create in this game,
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite has this plan that Fortnite 2.0 creators, depending on how much revenue that their maps and stuff bring into Fortnite, they get 40%.
No, that's really impressive.
Yeah, 40%, in my opinion, is ridiculous.
When you could have just nothing.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Especially because you see people all the time. They just do mods and stuff for free just for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they're now giving an incentive to people to do this,
You can literally make that your full-time job.
I know.
I'm trying really hard to make maps, but I'm not creative.
Maybe maybe this is what I should do.
Marco's map just has 3 rocks. He's like, I don't know what else to do. It's just your mom's house. Redesigned. How come no one wants to play Mother's House?
Well, so somebody a few years back, they had released a Call of Duty Black Ops 3 custom zombies map.
Mm-hmm.
It was the entire campus of UMass Amherst.
Smart.
I was like, that's insane.
Well, think you just do that for every college, and then all of a sudden it's just like, boom. You can get the map online, redesign it,
Mhm.
and then you have a built-in audience.
I think the map ended up getting removed because of school shootings and stuff, and
Yeah.
because of having like a gun on campus, even though it was like for a zombies mode.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Speaking of your mom.
The Your Mom's House podcast?
No, it's about your mother.
Oh yeah,
The one
yeah.
that gave birth to you. She has like a mini army going at the gym now, huh?
I know there's like 20 people. It's just way too much.
I think there's more than 20. Like, and they're all just doing like a half circle running around. I'm just like, this is intense.
Somehow we need a bigger space when we already got the bigger space.
They're going to have to go out to the parking lot and just risk their lives. We'll cone it off for them.
The fact that we got the bigger space, then we took half of the other half of the side,
Right.
and then we took the entirety of the other side, and there's still not enough room.
After you built that wall for nothing.
Well, I told my mom the other day, I was like, I wonder if it would be even possible for us to take down both of those walls.
Oh, no. Those are support. Oh, no, actually.
Because
I
the
don't think they're
support beam
support.
goes across the top. But even then, even if that stone wall was support, we could probably replace it with just a couple support beams and have it more open in there.
Well, it just depends how much money you want to spend because we don't own the space.
Yeah.
But no, that's probably not realistic. I meant the one we put up that summer after COVID.
That's not a support.
No, we could take that down.
Yeah, that could easily come down.
But that's only saving a foot of space.
No, I know.
It's
It also doesn't help that we permanently have the jiu-jitsu mats out at all times.
true.
If those could be rolled up, it would make a big difference.
But that's why you're only a manager, not an owner, Marco.
Assistant to the manager.
And that's why when your mom turns her army on you,
I'll take them on.
no, you won't.
Yeah, I will.
You'll fight one and get bored.
Probably.
Going home. So the only NFL news I have, Larry, and you bear with me on this, Larry Tunsil, famous offensive lineman, the best one in the league, one of the best ones of all
the
time.
Houston Texans guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he got traded from Miami to Houston probably like 5 years ago.
Mhm.
Was immediately made the highest paid offensive lineman.
Yep, I saw that.
So his contract's up. Is it now the highest paid offensive lineman again?
Mm-hmm.
They don't ever win any games, but he's making a ton of money.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have an agent.
Mm-hmm.
He used this guy called Saint Omni. So Saint Omni is obviously like a fake name, a cover-up.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's really met him except the players. And he negotiates on his or their behalf. And he's just getting people massive deals left and right. But he's not an agent. And no one knows what he's saying to these teams or what they're doing. But
So we got this mystery man who's just pulling out all these huge contracts.
yeah, it's crazy. And
Maybe Lamar Jackson needs to hire this guy.
that's what they're saying is all these players that use St. Romney are trying to get Lamar Jackson to use him.
Interesting.
But the problem is so many players are starting to reach out that the NFL said Mr. Omni is prohibited from negotiating player contracts or discussing potential trades on behalf of any NFL player.
Okay, so I saw that they said that they couldn't talk to somebody, but I didn't know who.
So that's all this guy does. So Roquan Smith requested a trade away from the Bears August 9th, 2022. A week later, he became the subject of further controversy. So this St. Omni guy just started calling teams.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting traded, I believe.
Interesting.
But it's crazy because like people have met him, obviously. But it's just like he's just like a shrouded figure.
Is this what we're gonna see in the next like 5 to 10 years? He's gonna be unmasked or something.
Maybe. I guess he's on one of the players' YouTube pages, but
Oh, that's more football news actually. Malcolm Butler's releasing a book, and apparently he's going into about that Super Bowl benching.
it's literally like unfortunately, he's got that Super Bowl play, which everyone treated him like top
A
quarterback
god.
for. Then he gets benched in the next Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all people talk about now. No one talks about his one play.
So
And then he gets top money to the Titans and gets benched in 2 years.
let's talk about this too. He was not having a good season that year in the first place.
Who?
Malcolm Butler, the year that he got benched in the Super Bowl.
Well, he went from being like part of a team to being the top cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't having a bad season. He just wasn't like elite.
Wasn't that their first year with Stephon Gilmore?
No, I think Gilmore came after because I think Butler got kicked off, and then we got Gilmore. Because I remember being mad, like, why wouldn't we just?
Oh no, Logan Ryan was there, and he was playing really well.
Yep.
So that's what happened. Belichick prefers a man defense, man on man,
Mhm.
and they noticed that there was a trend that Malcolm Butler's discrepancy between man on man versus zone defense.
Mm-hmm.
There was a huge difference that his man coverage was awful, and Logan Ryan's was through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So he was pairing Logan Ryan up with the top guy
Yep.
in man coverage, and then Malcolm Butler would get burned when he was out there.
So, I mean, he was always good.
Yeah.
But Bill has a way of using players to their strengths.
Mm-hmm.
So to make him a top cornerback money,
Yeah.
and then have him be done in the league in 2 years.
That happens quite a bit, actually.
Oh, no, for sure. I don't blame him for taking the money, but it just kind of shows you. And
Belichick-
Stephon Gilmore played really well for us for almost 5 years.
Belichick flips cornerbacks a lot.
You have to. It's a young man's position.
He, look at, in just the past couple years, he's let like 4 guys that were on rookie contracts just walk because they were asking for too much money when their contract was up.
Mhm.
And then they leave and you hear nothing about them.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the only, like, Logan Ryan didn't do bad with the Titans.
No, it's not 100%. Other people have had success after they left. But
Mhm.
he's not going to overpay for people.
You watched The Mandalorian yet?
No.
Oh, wow, you're really good at this right now. Our podcast was born on this subject, Star Wars.
Oh, no. Honestly, it's just trying to find the time. I've been working overtime left and right.
To be fair, though, you're not, like, missing out on too much so far.
Oh, is it not been very good? I figured nothing crazy's happened, because otherwise I would have been spoiled on the internet.
It's not that it's bad. It's okay. It's just there's... I saw from a leaker, they said that they know everything that happens this season. They said everything that's happened in these first 4 episodes is going to make more sense at the end of the season.
Then you have to give more than one episode a week.
Yeah, exactly. Or don't have it be an 8-episode season. Because you're basically wasting my time these first 4 episodes.
Right. To have 4 really good ones at the end.
Yeah. Whereas it's like, season 2 did it really well. They had a couple filler episodes, but aside from those couple filler episodes, it was always like, ooh, I can't wait to see what happens next episode. Like, what is this leading to? Right now, it's just kind of like, I don't even care what happens next episode because I'm not sure it's leading to anything right now.
I think Disney Plus screwed themselves a little bit. They had a really good momentum after season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did the Boba Fett show.
Mhm.
Which, as much as you like it, left a really bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. And we didn't get The Mandalorian
Yeah.
season 3 for a year. So you stunted the growth of The Mandalorian
Yeah.
to try and make more money with Boba Fett, and it didn't work.
Well,
So,
apparently...
people like me aren't coming back as fast.
Yeah. Apparently, they the whole Jon Favreau's issue with Kathleen Kennedy was real, too.
Oh.
He basically told her, don't barge in on my projects. He's like, this is my project. Let me write my project. You're not changing anything. And he said, or else I'm going to quit. But what else also happened? Lucasfilm is in shambles in general. Or Disney, too.
Lucasfilms.
Lucasfilms, yeah.
It's in shambles.
Um,
When are they going to do Knights of the Old Republic 3? The fans have been waiting.
so, a new movie slated for 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And starting in 2025, they have 3 movies slated in total.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the movie in 2025 takes place after the events of Episode 9.
Okay.
And I'm not sure any more of the context. Apparently, they have been in talks with Daisy Ridley and John Boyega.
Yeah, you told me that.
I'm not sure if that means they're coming back for that or what. Disney has also just canceled a Indiana Jones TV show already.
Why would you want to do it without Harrison Ford? They did it. It was called like Adventures of Young Indy.
Yeah, so this one was going to follow the guy that taught him, Abner Ravenwood.
No one wants that.
Well, because he was pretty much Indiana Jones before Indiana Jones.
Right, but still.
But, so they were going to do that, but it got canceled because they said it's not going to make as much money as Star Wars stuff would.
Mm-hmm. True.
But I could see that coming back on if Indiana Jones
Blows up.
this summer goes crazy at the box office.
Well, this is kind of the problem where Disney has so much IP,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to release all at once. So now with all the Marvel stuff, they push back a bunch of it.
They actually just fired somebody, too. They fired some director because she chose to work on one of her other projects over Disney's, and Disney said something like, "No, you don't do that with our competitors."
You will not James Gunn us. But so my problem.
Well, no,
So we haven't had
they let James Gunn go. He did Suicide Squad, and then he came back. He's coming back, but the Guardians 3 is his last one.
My problem is like with Marvel right now. They haven't had a Marvel TV show in a hot minute.
Yeah, I don't.
But also like you're closing a bunch of these chapters for like older movies. Black Panther 2 is very sad. Quantumanium, the tone was supposed to be funny, but it was very sad. And then Guardians of the Galaxy 3 looks very sad. So after
I'm
is
excited
Guardians
for
3
Guardians 3.
Is Guardians 3 the last one for a little bit?
It's the last one with that crew. They said.
Oh no, I meant for Marvel
That's a good question.
because I don't think anything's coming out this summer.
Well, Guardians is, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
It comes out like a couple weeks after Indiana Jones. Also, this is why I just searched up Dial of Destiny. It has nearly a $300 million budget.
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
Harrison Ford doesn't get out of bed unless his budget's that big. Or
But let's see, Marvel movies
release schedule. Because my thing is just like you do 3 sad movies in a row, then it's just like then your movies are just sad.
Let's see. So Quantumania, Guardians 3, Secret Invasion is Disney Plus 2023. The Marvels November 10th. So there's 2 TV shows happening.
I think The Marvels is a movie.
Echo
Is a TV show.
Oh, it is in theaters, yeah.
Yeah.
The Marvels.
Echo's a TV show that's gonna be really good.
That's 2023. Loki season 2 to be announced.
Did you watch Punisher when it was on Netflix? The Punisher TV show?
No.
The Daredevil TV show?
No.
Really?
Oh,
The Daredevil TV show is really good.
with this Owen Wilson picture right there?
Mm-hmm.
Is that him?
Yep.
He is set to appear in Deadpool 3. His character.
This one's a spoiler for Quantumania. So if you haven't seen it yet, and you're listening to this, what are the odds? He had a cameo
Oh, he did?
at the end.
So you go, wow.
He did.
Did he really? Is that all he said?
No, it was one of the villains time traveled, and then it was him and Loki. Honestly, now I'm thinking about it, he might not. I think I just really wanted him to.
Oh, okay.
But he was just sitting there with Loki in like the 1900s, and then the villain from Ant-Man shows up. He's like, that's the guy.
They have a bunch of just to be announced stuff, which is Loki season 2, Ironheart, Armor Wars. Wait, isn't Ironheart supposed to be with Iron Man technology, like his daughter or something?
The woman from Black Panther 2
Okay.
that created her own Iron Man suit is going to be Ironheart. Armor Wars has Don Cheadle,
Okay.
which is supposed to be really good.
Armor Wars, Agatha,
Agatha.
House of Harkness.
Didn't you watch WandaVision? No.
Nope.
So that's the villain from WandaVision getting her own show.
Is that the lady from like Step Brothers?
Yep.
Okay. Untitled Wakanda series.
I'm down for that.
Spider-Man freshman year. Isn't this a cartoon?
No, Spider-Man. This is the 4th Tom Holland movie.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yep.
Like freshman year of college?
Yep.
Oh.
And they already announced Zendaya is signed on, as well as his
Ned.
Ned. That's it.
X-Men 97.
So that's the continuation of the cartoon series from the 90s,
Okay.
which you were born in what?
I was born in 2000.
Yeah, so you missed it.
Yeah. What If season 2?
What If is a rough watch. You want to talk about sad?
Is it really?
Yeah, so it's a cartoon
Don't they have
series.
Chadwick Boseman? He voices T'Challa as if he were Iron Man or something?
Something. No, it was T'Challa if he was Peter Quill,
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Daredevil Born Again is coming back.
which is same thing as Echo.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Daredevil's really good. I'm excited for that.
Marvel Zombies? Feature an episode of What If the MCU reimagined it as a world full of zombies.
They already did that. I don't know what.
Zeb Wells from Robot Chicken will serve as head writer and executive producer.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America: New World Order. This is 2024.
Yep. So that's going to be Anthony Mackie's first time as Captain America.
And Harrison
movie?
Ford.
So that means they're trying to tie it into the Thunderbolts,
Yep.
which I thought was coming out soon rather than later.
Thunderbolts is July 26, 2024.
Well, honestly, man, that Thunderbolts movie is stacked. Florence Pugh is a beast.
Sebastian Stan.
Is a beast. This
Don't-
guy I enjoyed a lot. The knockoff Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
I should really watch Black Widow.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
No, I watched it in theaters, but I haven't watched it since.
I don't know who Florence Pugh is.
Oh, Florence Pugh plays Black
Her
Widow's
sister?
younger sister. Yeah.
That's
But
her
no,
sister. That's her dad, right?
Yep. But Florence Pugh is a beast actress. She's on the rise, so we might not have her in the MCU unless they want to pay her.
Return of Blade.
I am so sick of hearing about this Blade thing. They've been talking about it for 7 years. Like, and then the rest of this stuff hasn't even begun production. Deadpool 3 hasn't begun production.
No, because they're both getting jacked first.
Did you hear Ryan Reynolds sold that Mint Mobile company?
Oh, did he really?
He did.
I still see him in commercials.
This was literally a couple days ago.
Yeah, literally just on
He-
a commercial like yesterday.
He did a commercial for Mint Mobile saying they were being sold to AT&T.
Oh.
And I was like, so much for the little guy. I mean, Ryan Reynolds make your money, but I just...
So, but that's gotta be probably better for overall for Mint Mobile.
people are worried about the price going up.
Oh.
Because how can you have it owned by AT&T and AT&T customers pay X and Mint Mobile users pay Y?
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, I'm sick of hearing about that one too. That's been 5 years.
Nova.
Never heard of it.
Avengers comes back in 2025, May 2nd.
Yeah, but who's going to be our Avengers?
I don't know.
Right? The Avengers, are they just going to be the Thunderbolts with a different patch?
Thunderbolts, the Iron Man, and yeah.
Captain America?
Yeah.
My problem is, like, somehow they've gone from, like, actors wanting to do these roles to now the actors being like, all right, we're done with these roles.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have, like, this person's sister and this person's cousin.
Do you
and
think
this person-
Spider-Man will be back for Avengers?
That all depends on that deal with Sony.
Yeah.
We know what a mess that is.
Have you heard about the whole Sony versus Microsoft thing right now?
No. Why?
Microsoft is trying to buy Activision, but there's like so many things that are going through because it needs to make sure all the governments and stuff need to make sure that it doesn't shake up the gaming market too much, that and make sure that there's balance and everything.
Mhm.
But Sony has been dominating Microsoft since 2013. They've had probably 70% of console sales and everything and 70% of the player base.
Mm-hmm.
And they've also had this special deal with Call of Duty, which is owned by Activision for the past 10 years almost, where they get some like exclusive stuff. They get more double XP weekends and everything, blah, blah, blah. They used to get DLCs earlier. So Microsoft goes to buy Activision. Sony's been such a baby about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, this is going to ruin the console market and everything too much. They're like, it's going to make them have way more power and everything, even though it's like a 70-30, 80-20 split right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they were complaining that Microsoft is going to take Call of Duty away from the PlayStation consoles.
Mm-hmm.
And
I actually did hear about this.
Microsoft just passed a huge hurdle because the UK was like, we don't see this. They said that we don't see them taking this game off of Sony's consoles, and they're like, we also don't see it giving. We also see it bringing more balance to the console market.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so that should be interesting.
it's just funny how big of babies they came instantly.
Oh, for sure. But there's just so much money on this line.
Oh yeah, my phone just fell in my pocket.
All right, bud. Anything else you want to talk about? I feel like we pulled a rabbit out of the hat on that one.
We did pull. That was really good.
For having nothing to talk about, we
We filled up 50 minutes of
We-
your life, which was still probably a waste.
We leaned into video games hard.
We leaned into video games hard, yeah.
Is Donkey Kong still a thing? Speaking of which, comes
Is-
down to the Mario movie.
Is Donkey Kong? Yeah, he is in it. Seth Rogen voices him, right?
Yeah, we were 2 weeks away from the Mario movie. Is that what's going on?
I'm hoping that that's really good. You think they come out with a second movie, but it's based on Mario Kart?
So they already have Mario Karts in this one.
Mm.
So it depends how much they use the Mario Kart, because I thought Mario Kart was going to be the sequel for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And
Or-
then we'll get Mario Galaxy before you know it.
they just do a movie called Mario 64 and it's only Mario.
Wait, do you think there's going to be a scene in the movie where he goes through one of the tunnel things, the pipes,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in the 2D world, and then you're watching like a 2D, and then he goes back in the pipe, and they're back in 3-dimensional?
That'd be funny. What if
Yeah.
the sequel's Paper Mario? Or that Baby Mario with Yoshi? Alright, guys, we've been Nerds in the Gym. I'm Brandon.
I'm Marco. Tune in next week to listen to us try to pull another one out of the hat.
2 rabbits, 1 hat.